Hi and welcome to my channel. So in today's video I want to talk about my 18th month, which is so hard to say. Basically 1.5 years on Etsy selling digital products in the productivity space. I want to talk about each month because I feel it's very interesting to see what it looks like for an Etsy sellers, especially when you maybe, don't have or only see the success at the very end when people talk about it. But I like to enjoy this journey even if months are looking very up and down. And I had really up a month and now it's a little bit quieter, but hopefully I want to prove that with consistency and perseverance you can actually build it up again and actually make more money. But at the moment I am making money. It depends a little bit. If you have followed me, it is around $500 to $1,000 per month, and that's more around profit. But yeah, I want to continue presenting you with each month, and in today's video I'm talking about October 2024, 1.5 years in my journey. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments down below. I'm happy to answer any questions. I normally try to cover everything, like telling you how many listings I have, and I think at the moment it's 270 listings, and it's a mix of individual listings like printables, like 1-2 pages printables, but also like bundles, binders, where I have like 50 to 70 pages and I can put a higher price to it. And I have to say the majority of my income is quite passive because I probably worked on my Etsy shop for the first 6-7 months, like really hard, like a lot of hours, and then it kind of faded out. Then I didn't do anything for quite a long time. I just duplicated some listings, and then I made another probably bundle and a few kind of printables a few months back. So I have to say I still love Etsy very much because I don't do much at the moment and I still get the results, and I also do want to create more and kind of see what change that will bring, and hopefully the numbers go up again. But let's dive into my stats. So I will show you everything and also compare it with the last month so you have a better picture of it. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel because it really helps me. I'm talking Etsy and other online income streams, everything behind it, numbers, but also the mindset. And if you're anything like me, then you will enjoy the journey. Let's get started. So here you can see I had in October 3,529 visits. And that is actually a little increase from last month in September. Yay! And orders were 177. And here that's only one order more than last month. So there was not a big difference. Then conversion rate is 5%, and I think it's a really good conversion rate, but it went down a little bit from September. I always wanted a conversion rate higher than 4%, and I do have that, but I have to say that a lot of my printables are on a very low price, $2 to $3. And I think that is definitely one of the reasons why maybe the revenue is not as high as maybe some other Etsy sellers. So my shop is a lot about volume rather than, I wouldn't say quality of the product because it's still quality, but because it's a printable, because it's a digital download, it is just a little bit cheaper than maybe like when you do POD, print on demand, where you have actually a physical product, even if it is fulfilled by another like a party. But yeah, then here the revenue to just show you is 9,102 Swedish krona because I'm based in Sweden. I don't know sometimes if that actually is a disadvantage for me compared to people who are selling from the US. I don't think so, to be honest, but I don't really have a comparison, I have to say. So I cannot tell you if you are from outside the US if that would play a role. But yeah, 9,102 Swedish kronas is around $832. It is a little bit down. Revenue decreased 12% from last year, which honestly is not that bad. Obviously, I prefer to have an increase every single month, but that's not the reality sometimes. So looking back at the conversion rate, it is actually so much higher, 70%, and orders is also down. So is visits from last year at the same time. So it is quite interesting though that visits definitely decreased, and you can see 59%, that's a lot. But then my revenue only decreased by 12%. So I am doing something right because I'm making more money with less, volume, like visits. But let's have a look at my ads, because I am spending some money on ads, and that definitely also plays a role in it. And here you can see my ads performance. So views, we had like 7,323, and you can see I had more views here at the end of the month, and we will come to that in a second. 220 clicks, about 6 clicks every day, and then more clicks, much more clicks at the end of the month. 9 orders, and you can see I did spend more money here at the end, which we can have a look here. Spend, you can see I went up to $5 a day in Etsy ads. And I really, if you follow me, you know that I love to experiment sometimes. And you can see for a long time it was 130, which was actually recommended to go up a little bit. But I didn't see much of a difference. So I thought if I really put it much higher, I mean, much higher is exaggerated, but having it around $5, would I see like a better outcome? And again, there were more orders in the last days, so it did do something. So there was definitely an increase, and here you can also see that revenue went up a little bit at the end. So that is very interesting, and you will see in the next month that I stayed consistent a little bit more with spending $5 a day, and then we will see if that had an impact. But honestly, there is definitely a connection to Etsy ads, and maybe the algorithm is now more, so you do spend like money on Etsy ads. You can do it without, but honestly, when I look around and watch some other videos of YouTubers or Etsy sellers, most of them, if not all of them, spend money on Etsy ads. So I almost feel now this is a necessity to really get some eyeballs on your listings. Without it, I think you will have a harder time to get seen and also increase your sales. But let's have a look at the overview. I always love to show you a little bit of an overview of the last month. So from month 8 in December 2023 to basically month 18, which was October 2024. So this is what we talked about earlier in detail. And you can see that over the last month, the visits decreased really. So that is definitely something I have seen. And you can also see the orders went down quite significantly. The conversion rate, however, well, in the last months it did come a bit down, or was about, actually 5 or 6%, which is not too bad, I would say. But then again, I mentioned it many times, like it's the number or the amount the listings cost. Sometimes the products can be quite low, but revenue definitely has halved since December. You can see 1,630, and now it's $832 sign, which is missing here. And the profit, therefore also has halved quite a bit. So I still make made $613 profit this month. And again, like, I have done so little on my Etsy shop, and having an extra $613 in my bank account, it's quite nice. Obviously, I'm not satisfied with it. I don't want to just leave it as it is, because when you look at the beginning, having 1,300 in my bank account would be much better, right? To have an extra $1,300 in your bank account. Here you can see a bit ad spend. I had some success at some point with offsite ads, which I don't talk about it anymore really in my videos. Yeah, here you can see offsite ads, how many orders basically I had. 42, 44 here. And now it really has come down a lot. And this is, I don't have any influence on that. So I cannot really do anything about it. I would love to have more offsite ads and you know, they convert normally, but that's up to Etsy to decide. All I can do is maybe ads. And you can see that I actually didn't have much ads in December and January, where I actually made my biggest amount of sales, which is very interesting. So I barely spent anything. But yeah, I remember, especially around the Christmas time, I didn't spend much ads or turned them off because I didn't make many sales, and I had the feeling that people want to buy gifts and everything, and the money was spent more there. But now it completely has changed. Now, well, it's October only, but I have put more ad spend, you know, towards my products, and I see better results as well. So honestly, Etsy is changing constantly, and what worked maybe a year ago might not work today. So that's also why I like to make these videos, to keep you updated of what is currently working, or at least for me, so maybe other people can learn from it and do the same, or yeah, just have an idea of how Etsy works. So thank you so much for watching till the end, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!